I recently gave an interview where I talked about Colin Kaepernick, who I just disagree with his methods, but I do not want the conversation to stop there.
This man is New Jersey's Senator Cory Booker. He is one of the many running for president. He's been spot on.
People seem to be more outraged about a NFL player taking a knee than the murder or the killing of an unarmed black man.
At this time, Booker was referring to this.
Dash cam video showing the father of four with his arms up right there, walking back toward his broken down SUV.
Terrence Crutcher, an unarmed black man in Tulsa shot and killed by Officer Betty Shelby, who did not face federal civil rights charges per the DOJ, noting insufficient evidence to prove she had willfully used unreasonable force. Crutcher's name was another stat on the growing list of how policing in America has always been rooted in a systemic oppression and at the highest rate of any race, a death sentence, just for being a non-white citizen. Kaepernick saw this and made a bold stance.
I'm not going to stand up and show pride in a flag for a country that oppresses black people and people of color.
I have experienced this. People close to me have experienced this. So it's something that needs to be addressed.
Reaffirming the reason.
One specifically is police brutality. There's people being murdered unjustly and not being held accountable. Cops are getting paid leave for killing people. That's not right.
And still silenced.
Now Kaepernick is filing a grievance against the NFL. His high-profile attorney Mark Garagos claiming league-wide collusion has kept Kaepernick from a job.
Drawing the ire of the president.
Get that son of a bitch off the field right now. Out. He's fired.
Yet Booker said he doesn't agree with the way in which the player is protesting, but said he wants the conversation spurred by his protest to continue, which sounds eerily similar to...
Okay, I think we've passed kneeling. I think it's time to go into actionable items.
Jay-Z striking a deal with Roger Goodell in the National Football League.
Kneeling, I know we're stuck on it because it's a real thing, but it's a form of protest. I support protests across the board. We need to bring light to the issue. I think everyone knows what the issue is, and we're done with that. You know why we were kneeling? Okay, do you know the issue? Yeah, do you know the issue? Yes? We all know the issue now. Okay, next. Where are we moving on next?
The problem with Jay and Senator Booker's line of thinking is an essential quip, an obvious pattern for the anti-kneelers. It is rooted in a mentality of NFL stadia are not the setting for political discourse. The do-it-on-your-own-time mentality, the calling card of those who oppose Cap's efforts to not only bring light to the issue, but become the sacrificial lamb for black causes and calling out the injustices.
This is something I find hard to support the actual action. It's something that to me I would never do. This is something that I think hurts a lot of people when they see somebody not respecting our flag.
But then Booker gave a different explanation. You have to understand, these folks are not just taking a knee because they want to disrespect the flag. They're doing this because of real issues in this country that even the former head of the FBI gave a speech talking about implicit racial bias in policing, he said.
As soon as someone tries to tell an American in this country that I'm more patriotic than you, or to look down on your loyalty to this country, please understand that says much more about that person's patriotism than theirs. Because their patriotism is a shallow patriotism that seeks more to divide, demean, degrade others and lift themselves up than do what a real patriot should be doing in America, is finding ways to advance our country and unite this nation to greater understanding and a more courageous empathy.
While reminiscing on the Museum of African American History, Booker said,
I could not in any way ever not stand and give reverence to all that took to give me freedoms that sometimes many of us take for granted.
My question to Senator Booker is, when is the right time, if not during the national anthem? You disagree with Kaepernick's methods and do not want the conversation to stop there. However, without Kaepernick, it would have simply not begun. For the record, I open TYT's doors to Senator Booker to have a conversation. I welcome the opportunity, and I hope he would as well. If you'd like to hear more thought-provoking content like TYT Sports on Facebook and to help in my journey to keep media independent, go to tyt.com/Rick.